So Greg, as a manufacturer for medical power supplies, is AI today something you're considering?
Yeah, it's actually something we use. We use it right now for a couple different use products. And one of the ways that we're currently using it is troubleshooting. So whenever we build a power supply, we test it and make sure it works correctly. And sometimes they don't. And then the question is what's wrong with it, right? So we've had a history actually of typing into an Excel sheet what went wrong, what happened with it, what do we do to fix it? And we've had hundreds of rows of Excel sheet, but whenever we want to go back to find it, we've always had to go back and search through the stuff. So I've recently uploaded to ChatGPT this whole database up to it, and I've worked with it to create an agent actually to put out what is the model, and then what is the problem we have, and then it'll give us back several different things to try out to try to fix it, to help us look for it and try to figure it out. So it's helping us, giving us a roadmap. Okay, this is what might be the problem that we have from what we've done previously to help try to figure it out. So it's helping us reduce our time trying to figure out, okay, what's wrong? What do we got to look into? Giving my tech a good way to determine, okay, this is where I should be looking for this problem or not. Sometimes it gives good solutions. Sometimes it gives bad ones. Like sometimes it says the cable is the issue, but we know it's not the cable because the cable's perfectly fine. But at least it gives us a road to start going down it. We might toss the first option. We say, okay, option 2 and 3, we'll look at those and see if that's it and see if it works.
Okay, so this is about knowledge management, right? Because we're talking about you have a knowledge base that is about issues that troubleshooting that is you're talking about. So, and when you say different models, you mean different models of power supplies that you
Correct.
manufacture?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that for the different models today or previously, you troubleshoot during this manufacturing process, and then for each model, they might have specific problems that you recorded in Excel sheets. And then for each of the problem, for each model, there are ways to fixing these issues.
Yes.
And those are
what we know, what we've encountered before, and what we found what the solution was. Yes, yeah. And sometimes we find problems aren't what we thought they were, but that's that's how you try to add more things to the knowledge database as you find more things and see what you can do to put in.
And this is this pretty common in the manufacturing process? Like troubleshooting, is that pretty okay?
Yeah. You anytime you build something, you always got to make sure it works. It's the way it's supposed to. Especially when you have a complicated device with the circuit and stuff like that, you want to know, okay, what went wrong? Okay, so we have certain voltages that have to come out, right? And they have to be within a certain tolerance. So say we have our 5 volt is not working, but our 12 volt is. All right, well that means that, hey, maybe this part of the circuit in particular is not working, and it tells us go look at resistor R38 or something like that, and then we can go check the value and see what is it coming out, and okay, well that might be good. Then what's the next we have to check? Okay, we have to check this integrated circuit here and see if it's outputting what it's supposed to be. So it helps at least give people an idea, especially somebody that has no clue about the board, help much better to get up to speed to figure out what's going on with it.
I see, like a new tech that is being onboarded.
Yes.
And I see. And then sounds like these problems that surfacing could be pretty complex, right? Like what you just described, it's just not like as simple as looking at it and say, oh yeah, this plug is
these boards have hundreds of parts on them.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not a simple board or anything else like that.
Okay,
so it helps to try to figure out what's going on and what's wrong.
Okay, so like even let's say I know there's a outcome that is not according to how the product should be, but it could be many different ways that things gone wrong, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. So you have recorded that sort of knowledge in Excel previously. I can imagine if I just learn the trade, I come in, it's not easy for me to go finding the kind of issues that's similar to what I'm seeing. And it's probably even more challenging for me to figure out how to fix it.
Yeah, I mean, you could spend 20 minutes looking through the Excel file trying to find the same trouble that you had. And then there's several different ones in there, that could be for the same model. So the AI helps comb through all that and kind of helps give you, as I said, multiple different options on how to fix the problem instead of you having to go through it. And it only takes a couple minutes at most, because we have it all loaded already, the knowledge database loaded into an agent and everything.
Great. And Do you mind to talk a little bit about that? Like the agent that you're building, are you using certain tools to do that?
In this case, this was a pretty basic agent that we've done. I just uploaded the Excel into it, and then I worked with ChatGPT, like, help me build an agent that I need. And it's like, okay, they're helping their help with the repair tech to determine what they need to do. What is our output? So we put in what our output should be and how it should be giving it to give troubleshooting steps, and then what it does. I have considered adding schematics in other bill of materials, but I'm concerned about, privacy and what issues would be with that of uploading my bill of materials and stuff as a knowledge database and stuff to help try to
Yeah,
troubleshoot
okay.
that. So far we've only done really just the knowledge database right now.
Okay. And is it working? Like, do you like it?
Yeah, we use it. We use it when we're using it. I mean, we've been using it for 2 weeks now. My tech seems to like it, and he seems to be using it just to help figure it out and to help him kind of, not 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 try to think as hard to try to figure out what it is and going through the thing. So he's using it, which is good. I'm always happy
That
when
is good.
you make a tool for your employee and they use it. It's something. It's just helping people troubleshoot and diagnose things. It's as I said, you still need to do quite a bit of on hand touching and everything else on this. There's no way AI replaces it. It's something to help. I don't want to say value add. It's helping them, retrieve knowledge and get it done and get it done quicker is what it is. So
So real,
it's enhancing them.
yeah, I guess it's not value add. It's more like assistant, right? You have some. It's a AI. It is a AI assistant that
Yes.
can retrieve things quicker, make this process a little bit smoother and faster for the tech and engineer.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And helps, like I
okay,
said, it helps give different ideas too, because, you always think of one
okay,
thing and then you get, sometimes you see a problem, you focus, oh, this is the answer. And then it isn't. And you're like, oh, okay, what is it now? And you got to think about it.
yeah.
Instead, it's like, oh, hey, try this, this, and this. And then you can at least try to figure out what it is a little bit quicker.
And then you said earlier for you this is not FDA related, right? And why is that?
I mean, this is how we build our product. It's separate
Mm,
from our certification of the product. Our
okay.
product is certified in what parts we put into it, and then how we designed it, and then our normal testing that we have to do, that we have to follow, that we've submitted to the FDA. But it's not, changing. We're not changing how we build our product or anything else like that. It's us troubleshooting and finding out what's wrong with it when we have a
Right.
problem.
Right. Okay. This has really nothing to do that compliance component per
Yeah.
se. Right. What do you see other areas? Like what do you see like in the next year or two? Are you going to use AI more? Are you going to use AI less or any other ways you're thinking about? What's
Well,
your
yeah,
take on that?
I've been thinking about it, and as I said, it's part of the regulatory hurdle and also the proprietariness of, can I use AI to help me design a new product? Okay,
Mm,
if I feel comfortable enough putting in my current schematics, can it help me figure out a new power supply of a higher wattage to put out for my customer? And
yeah.
then what
Okay.
components do I need to change to do it? How do I do it to help remove the engineering stress from trying to figure everything out? So can I do it or can I not? But as I said, the concern is the schematics. If I upload them, what's going to become of them, and what's going to happen with that? So that's part of the reason I haven't done that. But I would like to do that to see if it can help me design new products and help
I
us
see.
trying to figure it out, design something that's better, and then what can we do, and then maybe the troubleshooting on that too.
So, okay, that's interesting because the first part when we're talking about in this knowledge management system, we're talking about troubleshooting. It's the current operational process. So that seems to be a low-hanging fruit, right? It's to make the current operational process more efficient.
Yeah,
So that seems to be a low-hanging fruit and a lower stake per se. But then you're saying there are other areas that could be interesting, including product design, including where you can lower some of the engineering stress in that process. And that sounds like higher stake area. Right now, the concern is the proprietariness of things because that's the core, right? I
yeah,
assume that's the core part. Yeah,
yeah,
okay. And so if that problem can be addressed, then that could be another potential area. AI could
yeah,
be very
yeah, and
useful.
it can help me product iterate faster, put out new products sooner, also at a lower cost, hopefully, stuff like that, which would be great. Always something better to do to help reduce costs in any fashion for something like that, especially if it can help me suggest good parts that I can use to always find things. That reminds me of another use case I have. gone in to try to find alternate parts. I will put a part number into the thing and it'll try to give me back alternates to try to find for parts that I'm having trouble finding or supplying. Certain parts in my power supply are regulated. I can't change them at all. They're called critical components. But other ones I can change as long as they meet certain specifications. So sometimes I can give the AI, something, and I say, hey, this is a part, I have trouble finding it. Can you give me any suggestions of alternatives? So other things I've thought about doing with AI is, a little bit helping with customer management. Okay, how
Customer
can
management.
we keep touch with our customers? Kind of remind us, keep touch with them. Kind of, what can we do as far as marketing with, maybe a marketing drip campaign or something like that to keep up with them and reach out to them and maybe find new ones as well. But it's not something I've really gone into too much. There's always something new to do and something new to try. And the question is, what's worth the time and effort and cost and stuff like that.
I think for this part, I want to get a little bit of your insights on what do you think the future for manufacturer in general, right, would look like when AI comes in. Are there areas that you think will be more impacted than others? So do you have any thoughts on that?
I think AI is going to be more of an assistant in manufacturing than anything else. And I think it's going to more help with the processing and planning of it. But it's not going to be a big thing with changing how things are made too much. Because a lot of things are made by hand or somebody has to run a machine or whatever. There's only so much you need the human in the loop type thing, right? So they, kind of, who can make a decision on is this good or not? I mean, the AIs can help with that, but then you need somebody to help point it out. And a lot of manufacturing machines, they can do so much, but then you still need somebody to load the parts into the machine, for example. And some robots can help with that, but there's only so much. So then the question is programming those robots and stuff like that. So there can be a subtle shift as we go over time, but it's not something that's going to change quickly at all, in my opinion.
Interesting. What I'm hearing is manufacturing is such a hands-on process, right?
Correct.
And a lot of that is us humans have the expertise need to go and make these things.
Yes.
So Greg, what I'm hearing is that the process itself, there's a lot of things probably is less efficient, like sourcing parts and then troubleshooting all of that. AI can help and pretty fast today already. But then for actually making these parts, making these machines, or making the products, most of the time we still need human. At least in your case, it's a sophisticated machine. We're not talking
Well, I
about
mean, it's just one of those things. There's, I could spend hundreds of $1,000s for something to help put in a screw, or I can hire an employee for 3 years for that same price to put in a couple screws. So it's one of those. What is our cost benefit versus how long does it take to to set it up and make all the fixtures and everything else just to put in a couple of screws that we need to do something.